Yes, I know people probably watching your football out there today, and you know what? Hey, if the league didn't get so woke and totally trash, I'd probably be watching alongside with you. I'm sure there are some great sports ball games out there today, but yeah, there's going to be some competition here in the next couple of years. It's a little bit weird, and obviously, you guys know the XFL was purchased by The Rock. Oh, after the company went into bankruptcy after the 2020 shutdown of the league for the second time, but whatever. They're going to be relaunching in 2023, and as of today, there's going to be another old name from football's past making a reemergence. But let's just cover the XFL one last time. The Canadian Football League, released a statement because they and the XFL were trying to form some sort of a working agreement. It seemed a little bit weird and a little bit insane, but it made a lot of sense. But on Wednesday, saying it was no longer pursuing a formal working partnership with the XFL. This is from a long time ago, but I just needed to set the stage, so that's not like past Wednesday, by the way. Saying it is no longer pursuing a former working partnership with the XFL, and the XFL followed up a short time later with a statement about the plans for the future. The XFL went into bankruptcy after the COVID pandemic cut short its return in the spring of 2020 and was bought by an investment group, including The Rock, last summer. The initial plan was to relaunch in the spring of 2020, and discussions with the CFL about a partnership took place earlier this year, but the XFL said Wednesday that they pushed back another year. While their discussions with the CFL did not ultimately lead to a collaboration, the effort reinforced our belief and commitment to developing the XFL for international spring football. Interesting, international, huh? Are they going to try to break into Canada or Mexico? Whatever. The league statement said via Ben Fisher of Sports Business Journal, "We look forward to seeing everyone when we kick off in spring of 2023. Or maybe they're just going to try to work with the CFL for 2023. Who knows? CFL statement said that they remain open to finding new ways of working together in the future. Yeah, it kind of seems like what they're going to be working towards. But getting back on the field at all is a significant first step in the latest bid at a lasting spring league in the United States. And speaking of spring leagues, we had this one just pop up not that long ago. Fox Sports, I think they still have an NFL contract to broadcast some games as well, or at least they do right now, but they're going to be relaunching the USFL, the United States Football League, which was popular there for a minute, and they're going to be launching soon, within a couple months soon. Fox Sports announces new pro football league, the United States Football League, to start spring of 2022. 8 teams were announced to inaugurate a new professional United States Football League that kicks off in April of 2022. There are no ties to the original USFL that existed from 83 to 85. Then why use the name if you're not going to be harkening back to any of the history that's there? Oh, right, Trump. Fox Sports ownership made the announcement on Monday. On Fox Sports 1, Colin Cowherd's show The Herd. The franchises are divided into 2 divisions of North and South. Yes, the South will rise again, obviously, and will play 10 games in a regular season. That kind of makes sense. Both divisions will be comprised of 4 teams, and they will play in one city for the 2022 season. Franchises will play home and away schedules beginning the following season. Interesting. So they're going to have one hub city for 18. Weird. The North Division will include the New Jersey Generals. Oh yeah, again, we're not going to. There's no ties to the USFL. We're just going to go ahead and name the New York/New Jersey team the Generals. Okay, cool. Michigan Panthers, Philadelphia Stars, and Pittsburgh Maulers. All right. South Division will include the Houston Gamblers. I'm pretty sure that was the exact same. New Orleans Breakers. Tampa Bay Bandits, and Birmingham Stallions. God, Stallions is such a good football name. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's a great team name. It's just worked so many times. Each team will play 2 games against teams in their respective divisions and play 1 game against each opposite division team. Games are scheduled from mid-April through mid-June, followed by the playoffs. Most games will be played on the weekend, but there will be some scheduled for Fridays and Mondays. President of Football Operations Brian Woods is the founder of the Spring League, which existed from 2017 to 2021. Legendary former Dallas Cowboys fullback Daryl Johnson is the Executive Vice President of Football Operations. Recent upstart football leagues, the Alliance of American Football, the AAF, which was a catastrophic disaster, and the XFL both failed last season. The XFL less so. Like, they were on a decent trajectory, and their television ratings weren't that bad, so they could have potentially made it to a second season, unlike the first go round. What was that, 2000? Yeah, 2000, when they tried to make a go at it. But whatever. The AAF, went bankrupt in the middle of the 2019 season, and mandates from the COOF, commonly known as the coronavirus, obviously, led to the collapse of the XFL. Yeah, and many other things from behind the scenes that, obviously, anything that has Vince McMahon attached to it is gonna have some problems, but now it's in the hands of at least somewhat The Rock, so it's going to have financial backing, and there was a fan base there, and it was doing a good job, and I think a spring league could be very, very beneficial, because there's a lot of players that come out of the college system and then immediately get thrust into the NFL, or maybe even just having a farm team. It's the only sport of the big four, like hockey, basketball, baseball, and football, obviously, that doesn't have a developmental league. Obviously you have the practice league, or you have the practice squad, but running a league either congruent with the NFL season, or in the spring working out some sort of a partnership to get these prospects more game time, get them accustomed to the pro game, because there is a big difference between the college game and the pro game itself. So if you have a way to work these kids in, you might have a better quality athlete. And when it comes to professional football, you have a very small window of time to make the most money that you can. So more opportunities, a higher quality game that's out there. I think that's a fucking great thing that's on the table. It's just going to take one of these leagues, whether it's the USFL, the XFL, the CFL, the RFL, the KFL, who gives a shit FL? Somebody's going to figure this out. And because the USFL has the backing of Fox and the XFL has the backing of whatever, some sort of consortium, we'll see what happens. But I think that that's the ultimate end goal, because that's what the AAF, I keep wanting to say AFL, the Arena Football League. No, that's what the AAF was working towards, was some sort of a partnership with the NFL to work out some sort of a developmental strategy for their players. And I think that that is desperately needed for professional ball, because I don't really see the downside of that, because there's a lot of underserved markets that could really use with either a second team or a smaller city that could just really use some professional football. And you see the developmental teams that are out there, the litany of baseball teams, like your triple A's, your double A's, your single A's, your high A's, low A's, B, C, and D leagues that are out there. And then in the NBA, you got your G leagues, and they draw better attendance than the WNBA, but that's not hard. I think I could host a live recording session and draw better numbers than them. And then I can speak to some of the Canadian AHL teams that are supplementing the NHL, and they pull the full houses on the regular. So I think the demand's there. It's just somebody has to prove that they have the staying power of more than just a couple of seasons. So USFL is supposed to kick off in a couple of months. We'll see where they go. And then the XFL, if they, have some sort of a partnership with the CFL, and then they try to once again work into a couple of American franchises for the CFL, because they tried that. I forget exactly when that was. Mid-90s. And they want to run that back again. Hey, more power to them. With that said, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Hopefully you catch some football games if that's what you're down for. Otherwise, we'll be back with some live stuff tomorrow as usual. I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.